Hello, Business Math. Today is Tuesday, January 26th. We're going to continue with Lesson 4.1, Practice Credit Card Costs. I apologize for the notes being absent from your packets yesterday. I hope you watched the video and tried the warm-up problems on the attendance sheet. So we're going to do numbers 1 through 9. I will continue on and do 10, 11, 12, and 13. However, those are not required. They're just for extra practice. Number 1, Lanny Ickerson checked her credit card statement and found a purchase for $27.79 that was unauthorized. She also found that a sales slip for $11.29 had been listed as $12.19. If the new balance shown on her statement was $107.09, what is her corrected new balance? So we need to start with her balance, $107.09, and then we're going to subtract any unauthorized transactions, and any incorrect recorded sales slip should be subtracted. Okay, so let's look through. We had an unauthorized, so that's a subtraction. That shouldn't have been added to our credit card. She also found that a sales slip for $11.29 had been listed as $12.19. So we want the wrong amount to be subtracted. So we're going to subtract $12.19. And then we're going to add $11.19 because that's the corrected amount that we should have been charged. Okay, so I think I've got all the numbers. And now I can do that calculation in my graphing calculator. And when I do that, I get $78.40. The key thing is to remember that this is totally opposite of a checking account, okay? This is, we're getting a credit, all right? So we're using credit. We're getting lended money from the bank, all right? We don't have this money. We're borrowing it. So everything is backwards to what we learned in checking accounts, all right? So we're subtracting anything that is inaccurate or unauthorized, and we're adding things that should be corrected. All right, let's look at number 2. John Rawlings' credit card statement for June 30th showed a previous balance of $248.67 and new purchases of $59.89 on 6/10, $15 on 6/15, and $28.97 on 6/17. He made a payment of $248.67 on 6/27. What is John's new balance? We always go back to the previous balance. We start with that value, $248.67. Any purchases? Purchases are added to our debt. We're adding them in. $59.89. And then on 6/10, he had $15. And then let's check them off as we go. And then $28.97. And then he made a payment. Payments are deductions. So we're going to subtract that payment, $248.67. Okay, so we've got all the values. Check them all off. So we add and then subtract the payment. We get $103.86. Are you checking my work? Make sure I'm right. Okay, I need to increase my view here. Bear with me. It says, use the credit card statement for Anna Guzman to answer questions 3 through 5. So we're going to use this copy of this Unibank card statement. Number 3 is down here at the bottom, and you can see this better in your packet. By what date must she make the minimum payment? That's the first question. Well, we have to look for the due date. And it says, payment must be received by 12/25. So 12/25 due date. What was the date and amount of her last payment? Let me move this up a little. Her last payment made was right here, 11/24. Last payment. And they want the amount. We're just using this statement to get these answers. $100. And what is her credit limit? So her credit limit is up here in the heading, and it looks like it's $3,500. Okay, so let's look and see what number 4 says. How much finance charge does she owe? So we have to look for the finance charge. So we look way down here at the bottom. Here's the finance charge of $3.74. How much money did she transfer from the Trans credit card to her Unibank card? What fee did she pay for the balance transfer? Okay, so let's look for the transfer from Trans credit. That would be listed in the middle. So balance from Trans credit card, $267.88. We're going to write transfer, $267.88, and they gave her a fee for that. The fee was right below it. Balance transfer fee, and you can see this better on yours than on my copy. It was $29. So we'll write transfer fee here. Okay, and the last question that goes with this statement, what should Anna Guzman's new balance be on her credit card? So we're going to go through the bottom row, and you could look at this on yours while I write them down. Her previous balance, we're going to start with that. So $249.25. And we're going to add any purchases or fees. Right here, purchases or fees. Right here, $429.25. It's easier to get them from the bottom. $429.25. Then we're going to subtract off any payments or credits, and they add them up here in this row. There were 2. There was a return, so that gets added, and then, or subtracted rather, and then the payment. So we're going to subtract those off, and they totaled that down below, $138.29. And then we're going to add in any finance charges. So if you want to, you could write plus, minus, plus here, and that would equal your total new balance. And our finance charge, remember, was $3.74. So when I do this in my calculator, I get $543.95. Okay, that completes those questions with that statement on the front. Let's move to number 6. Sandra Beal opened a new credit card in January. She paid a membership fee of $15 and a balance transfer fee of 5% when she moved $823.46 from her old card to her new card. During the year, she paid these finance charges. In February, $3.56, May, $5.82, July, $4.92, and September, $2.18. What was the total annual cost of the card to Sandra? Well, we have to start by doing this multiplication first, okay? Anytime you see that there's a balance transfer fee and they don't tell you what it is, they give you a percent and the total of what they transferred, you have to do that calculation first. So that's what we're going to start with, her transfer fee. And I'm heading it so I know what I'm doing. $823.46. We're going to multiply that by 5%. Remember, we have to change this to a decimal, 0.05. And that equals, when I do that multiplication, $41.17. Okay, so I took care of using this value and this value from the problem. Now we're going to go through and add up all her fees. And we're going to start with this one. $41.17 plus the 15. That is her membership fee. Plus all of these finance charges. We just list them out. So these are all the fees she's paid for the whole entire year that she's had this card. And it totals, when you do this addition, $72.65. Okay, number 7 is another finance charge type of problem, but there's some things that we have to understand about this one. Rick Chandler's credit card statements for the year showed a membership fee of $75, two late fees of $25, that's important, and an average finance charge of $23.75 a month, per month. What was the total annual cost of the card to Rick? All right, so we know he started out with $75 just to have the card. There were 2 late fees, so 25. So 2 times 25, we can write it like that. Plus, all right, so we have an average finance charge every month. It says per month. A month means per. When you see the word per, you need to multiply. How many months are there in a year? There are 12. And if it was an average of this every month, so we're going to multiply that value by 12. And again, let's check these off that we've done this work, equals. All right, so we're going to go ahead and type that all in our calculators because it'll do it for us. And we get $410 even. Okay, number 8. Heng Che Pai's credit card statement for May showed a previous balance of $289.16, new purchases of $107.99, a membership fee of $35, a finance charge of $5.96, and a payment of $100. What is her new balance? Well, let's start with the previous balance, $289.16. Purchases get added. We're adding $107.99. A membership fee, that's also an addition because it's charged to us. And then a finance charge, we're adding that. Mark these off, $5.96. And then we're making a payment. Payments are subtracted. Payments reduce our debt, okay? Purchases and fees add to our debt, and payments reduce our debt. When we do this all in our calculator, we get $338.11. And the last required problem on this activity today is number 9. The credit card of Salazar Mendoza for April listed a previous balance of $419.65. New purchases of $283.15, a payment of $300, a finance charge of $7.23, and a late fee of $20. What is his new balance? All right, let's start with the previous, $419.65, and just go through. If it's a purchase, we're adding $283.15. Check it off. A payment of $300, payments are subtracted. A finance charge is added. And a late fee is also added. Okay, these strategies are great things to do here. When you see the word purchase, you put a plus. Payment, you put a minus. Finance charge should be an addition. And then a late fee is also an addition. So if you do those strategies, you'll get them right more than wrong. So $430.03. You could stop there if you choose, but if you want to get some bonus, you can continue on to the back. Number 10, banknote credit card company must pay a store $409,800 this month for the sales the store customers made using the banknote credit card. Before paying, banknote will deduct from the store's check a 3.5% merchant discount fee from the total sales. Banknote will also deduct 20 cents transactions processing fee for each of the 21,283 banknote credit card transactions made at the store during the month. I should say at. What net amount will the store receive from the banknote? Well, we have to start here with our total sales, $409,800, and they're going to charge them a 3.5% merchant discount fee, okay? So we're going to multiply this. Remember, this as a decimal is 0.035. And that gets us $14,343. Okay. Now it says there was a transaction processing fee for each of the credit card transactions. So if there were 21,283 transactions, we're charging 20 cents per those. So we're multiplying here, and that gives us $4,256.60. Now, if you recall from way back in chapter 2, when we do net amounts, you need to think subtraction, okay? Net means we're deducting something. So let's start again with our $409,800, and we're going to just simply subtract these two values that we just calculated. Okay, so they're giving them a deduction for using their credit card with their customers, okay? So this is a benefit to this store, all right? So they don't have to pay all this money back. They're giving them a 3.5% discount, right? That's the key word, discount. So this store that's using this banknote is saving some money. All right, so our total when we do that is $391,200 or $391,200.40 that they have to pay back. Okay. All right, let's look at number 11. Rosalind Reinhardt bought a wood chipper priced at $575 and received a 4% discount for paying cash instead of using a credit card. What did Rosalind pay for the chipper? Well, this is the full price and this is the discount. So we're going to start with $575 and then we're going to subtract $575 times the discount of 4%. Okay, we can do that all on our calculator, and this is going to give us what she's going to end up paying. This is a percent decrease problem. You want to write that there, percent decrease. This is just a faster way instead of doing it multi-step, so we get $552 even. That's what she's going to pay. Okay, now number 12 says, many credit card companies use incentives like offering you rewards or cash back for using their card. How can a credit card company afford to give away rewards or give money back? We have to think about this. This is not a math problem. This is a thinking problem. What are they charging you to have the card? They're charging you membership fees sometimes. And if you continue a balance every month, they're charging you finance charges. So that's how credit card companies make their money. So we could write here, credit card companies make a profit from charging customers membership fees just to have the card and finance charges. Okay, so that's how the credit card companies are making their money. All right, they're making their money on their customers by charging them fees and finance charges if you keep a balance and you don't pay that credit card off every month. Number 13, you are considering different credit card offers. One card has an APR or annual percentage rate of 12% on purchases and an annual fee of $25. The other card has an annual percentage rate of 15% and no annual fee. Which would you choose and why? Well, this depends on how you're going to use this credit card. So if you're going to pay your balance off every month, the better deal would be the 15%. So if you don't keep a balance, on the card monthly, meaning if you pay it off, we'll put that in parentheses, pay it off every month, then the 15% APR with no fee is the better deal. However, if you plan to keep a balance, then the lower APR would be best because you're getting charged less per month on your finance charges. Okay, I'll move that down so you can see that. All right, so that concludes 4-1 practice problems. Remember, you're only responsible for 1 to 9. 10 through 13 will be a little bit of a bonus for you. All right, have a great day.